times as in the days of our prosperity. You have invariably been models of courage and fidelity. With people such as you, our cause could not be lost. But the war would have been interminable. It would have been civil war, and that would have entailed deeper misfortunes on Canada, eh? I have sacrificed all of my interests to those of the neorhino. I salute you, my friends, and will continue to serve Canada, eh? Her laughter is my only thought. It will still be the object of my wishes. Do not regret my fate. If I have consented to my nomination after being prodded numerous times by an RCMP-approved taser, it is to serve your glory. I intend to write the history of the great achievements we will perform together. Alone, my friends, would I could press you all to my horn. But if we fail, then the whole world, including Canada, eh? Including all that we have known and cared for, will sink into the abyss of a new dark age, made more sinister and perhaps more protracted by the lights of perverted science. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our horniness, and so bear ourselves that if our horniness lasts for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest horn. No man thinks more highly than I do of the horniness as well as abilities of the very worthy, gentle people of both genders who have addressed the House of Commons. But different people often see the same subject in different lights, and therefore I hope that it will not be thought disrespectful to those people, entertaining as I do opinions of a character very opposite to theirs. I shall speak forth my sentiments freely and with heartiness. April 2nd, 1993, a date which will live in infamy. The Canadian democratic system was suddenly and deliberately attacked by conservative and liberal forces and party of the New Democrats. On the day Bill C-114 was passed, the worst attack on democracy in Canadian history occurred as the major political parties hijacked and crashed our democracy, killing unknown political parties, some established, some in their infancy, and some yet unborn. The attack was carried out by separate teams of many corrupt Canadian politicians operating from inside Canada, eh? Each team had an early morning to pass Bill C-114 and then forcibly commandeered the Canadian democratic system. For the last 20 years, while neorhino has been in wait, stalking the barge of the Canadian wilderness, lurking in the shadows, slowly evolving into a newfangled political beast, waiting to charge into an unsuspecting Canadian political system, where laughter is apparently allowed once again. Beware, because the way of the neorhino is both absurd yet serious, and it is up to media and you to discern when which is which. I wish to speak to you now about a problem that permeates Canadian society. It's reminiscent of the gangster days of Prohibition in the 20th century. It's a problem that's on almost every street corner. It's in the back alleys. It's flowing in suburban neighborhoods. Everywhere, whole new syndicates are becoming more powerful by the day because of it. You probably know someone, a co-worker, a friend, a relative that is involved with this problem. It's a problem that all the major political parties in Canada have a policy on. It's a problem that you can almost smell. And we at neorhino.ca have what I believe to be the only viable solution to this problem. And elected the next government of Canada, neorhino.ca promises to decriminalize crime, thereby eliminating the problem at the source. As my future constituents may or may not know, the mother of all by-erections is scheduled for this St. Patrick's Day. And speaking of Ireland, Irish whiskey is in my blood. I know someone who's got a friend whose mother was born in a flat above her grandmother's hardware shop on the main street of Ballyshannon in Donegal. She lives in the town, but it's still there. And only long when her father died, her mother remarried and they dropped the water to Glasgow. I'm quite sure where I was going with that. I must have been drinking when I was speech-letting. Something that's been done since the good old days of Sir John A, eh? So therefore, I hereby embark on my quest to end political correctness. If I smoke, drink, swear, fart, belch, and bullshit in the name of politics while campaigning, these things cannot technically be considered politically incorrect any longer. We shall therefore go on to the end. We shall fornicate in Quebec. We shall fornicate on the seas and oceans. We shall fornicate with growing confidence and growing horns in the air. We shall defend our hardiness, whatever the cost may be. We shall fornicate on the beaches. We shall fornicate on the landing ground. We shall fornicate in the field and in the street. We shall fornicate in the hills. We shall never stop fornicating. And even if, which I do not for a moment believe, this country, a large part of it, was subjugated and starving, that our empire beyond the seas, all being started by the horn of Cornelius the First, would carry on the struggle until, in God's good time, the neorhino, with all its power and might, steps forth to the rescue and the liberation of the old. There is no rhino but neorhino.ca, and Cornelius the First is his prophet. The great duel, the mother of all by-erections, has begun. The dawn of victory here with the great Jerome begins. Viva la democracy! Viva